Very few people have had as much impact on the car hobby as Corky Coker. From collecting, restoring, and showing cars to organizing events and lobbying legislation for the old car hobby. In addition, he's the chairman of the SEMA Board of Directors and has become one of the great spokesmen and cheerleaders for the car hobby. He's my dear friend with a great big heart and an even bigger smile. Join us now as we get up close and personal with Corky Coker, who is most definitely
a car crazy.
Hi everybody, and welcome to today's edition of McGuire's Car Crazy. Today is just an incredible treat for me, and I think for all of you. One of the all-time great car guys since the hobby began. I really feel this way. Corky Coker, you have done it all, man. You're every part of the hobby, and it's such a treat to be here in Chattanooga, Tennessee, at one of your garages, and get to let our audience, our viewers, experience what the world of Corky Coker is all about.
Well, Barry, it's a great honor to have such an icon in the industry here in the South, and where God lives, and cars are number one, and we're really pleased to have Car Crazy here in Chattanooga. And welcome to Coker Tire Company and Honest Charlie, and what we do here is all about passion, brother.
Unbelievable. This hobby, you're in shows all the time. You're face to face with people in the hobby all the time. My experience is that I don't see a lot of bad guys. There's an occasional one that's kind of off base and foul language and whatever, but the values of the typical person in the car hobby, they seem to be different to me than the mainstream of America.
You know, God's blessed me to be in this business because they are good people. And I'll give you an example. When we first started Coker Tire Company, when my father first started Coker Tire Company and I took on this vintage tire division, when someone would call from California or Montana or Detroit and they needed a set of Model A tires or even a set of tires for their Model T or their Duesenberg, we'd just ship them, send them an invoice. You know how many times we got burnt? Zit. Hardly ever.
Indulge me for a minute. Why do you think that is? To me, it's almost like bugs going to a light bulb. There's something about the car hobby that attracts, it seems like it's almost a screening process. It kind of attracts certain type of people that have certain type of values. Am I wrong in that, or do you see that?
No, you're not. And it's really interesting thinking about this, because for me it goes back to being around my dad, given a hard day's work for a day's pay, and really meaning what you say, walking a mile in somebody else's shoes, and working hard and being proud of your work. My dad taught me when we restored my 32 B model pickup truck, you do it right and you're proud of it. And I was.
You touched on something I've never thought of before, but the work ethic. When you're in the car hobby, you're not lethargic. You're not. There aren't slackers in the car hobby. If you're in the car hobby, you gotta work. It's a lot of work to get these cars where they should be, and sometimes it takes years.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't have a lot of money to do it. It's a labor of love, and you work night and weekends and whatever.
That's part of it. On the Great Race, we share engines. I've seen guys work all night. My mechanic Andrew and I worked through the night changing out these little guys' Model A engine, and gave them the engine. If you can pay me back or bring me another one sometime, it's fine. If not, it's okay too, because it's just the thing to do.
What has the car hobby meant to you personally? How's it changed you as a person? How are you different from what you might have been had you not been involved in the car hobby?
I guess it's given me an opportunity, Barry, to be fulfilled. That's what we in life want to be. When we can make all the money in the world, we can sell all the tires, and we can sell all of the wax that we want to in the world, but when it boils down, when our life is through, in my opinion, what's important is our relationship with God and our relationship with our family and friends. Mm-hmm. And old cars have provided that opportunity for me to have lifelong friends that we never forget. When in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, I'll see Barry McGuire, and we will share our love for this industry, this hobby, and we'll be able to talk just like we had. If we hadn't seen anybody in 20 years, my buddy Richie Klein or those guys, it's like when we left, it's cut off, and when we hit back up, there wasn't any time gone. So that's what it's about.